right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. And unfortunately, guys, the Pens snapped their 6-game win streak today. An earlier game welcoming Calgary here into Pittsburgh, 3:30 puck drop. And I mean, they came out and scored really early. I think it was the first, within 2 minutes. This is kind of what I expected out of this Pens team. They're going to go on stretches where they're really exciting and then maybe fall off a little bit. It's going to be kind of a wide pendulum swing with this team, but that's what you get when you have a big three like they have and then a lot of young guys. So they're still trying to figure it out, but exciting run there for a little bit, and who knows, maybe they can right the ship. It's still an early season. I'm joined alongside Brian Batko tonight. Brian, unfortunate for the Pens with that loss, but man, we had some exciting wild card playoff games today as well to watch. So
yeah, the Penguins win streak went down in flames. You see what I did there? But we knew this wasn't going to last forever. I didn't think they were going to run the table. I guess you wish it wouldn't have happened at home. You know, at least Shilov's played well. But yeah, you're going to have an off night every now and again, even when you are hot. That is another Calgary Flames pun if you're keeping track at home. But yeah, great weekend of football as well, Cassidy. It starts tonight. It started today, actually. It ends with the Steelers and the Texans on Monday night. This is a crazy time in the NFL in a good way because you get all these postseason games. You've got all these head coach openings as well. So the futures of franchises are being shaped right now, too.
Yeah, seeing Kevin Stefanski on a graphic interviewing in Baltimore was kind of jarring. Do you think there's really a chance that he ends up there?
I think there's a chance because I still think Kevin Stefanski is a good coach, and I think the Ravens are a well-run organization. But I think that might be a little strange, and I think there are enough other candidates out there that they'll ultimately go in a different direction. But the guy that they just canned, John Harbaugh, seems to have his pick of all 7 openings that does not include his former team. So that'll be very, very interesting to see where he falls. It doesn't seem like he's going to be one of these coaches, a la Bill Belichick or Mike McCarthy, who doesn't get right back in immediately. It seems like he is going to hit the ground running and try to start up again right away with another team. Yeah,
and that would be really impressive. I'm also interested to see what the Raiders are going to end up doing. I feel like Brady has his hands pretty involved in that.
He should just be the coach.
And I think they're going to build kind of a Patriots graduation class, if you will, over there in Las Vegas. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, a lot still has to happen. It was obviously Black Monday after the end of the regular season. That's why all these coaches got canned. And surely once the Super Bowl is over and we're well into February, there will be even more. So it'll be very interesting to watch how this all plays out, but so interesting how the Rams-Panthers game played out today. I really, Brian, did not think this game was going to be as close as it ended up being, and right there at the end, it kind of looked like the Panthers might pull out a win. Just a crazy fourth quarter, but Matt Stafford, I mean, he is just so impressive. And that catch by the tight end, I mean, an impressive catch, regardless, but for a tight end to bring in like a Tony two-tap situation in the front corner of the end zone by the pylon, it was so impressive.
Huge play by him and the Rams for all of the love that Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams get. They've been a huge tight end team this year, so credit Sean McVay for always kind of reinventing himself and what that offense wants to do. Granted, that's easier when you've got Matthew Stafford in the saddle, but hey, the play before that, Cassidy, set up by Pitt alum Konate Mumfield with I think it was a 10-yard catch or something like that. I mean, just moved the chains and got them in position, but he doesn't play a whole lot for that team. And we saw that drops had an impact on that game. Puka had one early, and then the Panthers rookie at the very end there on that 4th down play. So that was a great game to watch. I thought it could be close at home for Carolina, but if it was going to be close, I didn't think it was going to be in that way. I thought it was going to be more of a slugfest where maybe the rain plays a part. I didn't see Bryce Young making plays all over the field. So I think that's one of those playoff losses that while you're bummed if you're a Panthers fan, ultimately you come away from it feeling pretty good about the trajectory of your franchise quarterback and the team as a whole.
Yeah, definitely. I did not see Bryce Young and this Panthers team putting up 30-plus points. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
And I definitely didn't see this being such an offensive game. Now, on the flip side, we have the Packers-Bears playing right now. We all thought this one, safe to say, I thought that this was going to end up being how the Panthers-Rams game ended up, but the scripts were flipped in this situation. So the Packers just balling right now. I think the Bears' offensive play calling has been really interesting. I don't know why they decided to go for it on their own 32-yard line. Very interesting play calling by the Bears, but on the flip side, the Packers' offensive play calling has been so impressive, and Jordan Love is out there slinging it right now.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Jordan Love believer, but I mean, he looks the part very much tonight. And there was that little stretch where Malik Willis was playing for Green Bay,
right.
Potentially future Steelers quarterback Malik Willis, who knows? But he was playing well enough that people were wondering, are we sure we should even go back to Jordan Love for the Cheeseheads? But obviously they did, and he's balling out tonight, and that's kind of. It was already one of the best rivalries in football, but it kind of got stoked even more when new Bears head coach Ben Johnson kind of sort of called out Matt LaFleur this offseason at his introductory press conference, and two good battles in the regular season, and then they meet each other again in the playoffs. And looks like it's going to go to the team that has been there, done that more in the postseason, as opposed to a Bears team that was kind of an upstart this year in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you heard so much about Ben Johnson. He's this offensive guru, and to be watching this game right now and they're still down 21-9, it just really doesn't look like it's the play calling. I do think Caleb Williams is not, being as effective as he normally is, so that's definitely part of it.
And that interception, it looked like his receiver ran the wrong route or slipped or both.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, there are weird things that can happen over the course of a game, and it's a fairly young Bears team, and it looks like they weren't quite ready for the moment.
Yeah, agree with you there. All right, guys, give us a call. We're going to head to our first break. We have a lot more to talk about, obviously. Huge game on Monday night. A little college basketball, too, but give us a call, 412-575-2600. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is our Xfinity tweet of the night. Linebacker Rasheem Biles has committed to Texas. So another guy leaves Pitt and is headed to Texas. Very interesting. He was getting a lot of calls at the end of the season. I'm sure a lot of teams reached out to him. He's a great linebacker. He was part of that core group that created the whole Sharks thing last year that helped them go on that 7-game win streak to start the season. But yeah, looking like he's headed off to Texas. So wishing him well, obviously. I believe he has 2 more years of eligibility, maybe 1. So yeah, we'll see. Horns up, I guess.
No, I mean, I can't just not do that when I see the Longhorns logo. But it's really genuinely not good for that kind of second tier of college football programs, the way these transfer portal comings and goings are trending. A guy like Biles, in the olden days, would have just stayed at his program for a long time and either developed into an NFL guy there, or at least a really, reliable contributor. Now it seems like every time the season ends, every player sort of talks to their family, friends, representation and says, what can I get if I jump in the portal? And he's a really good player, but it obviously is not good for Pitt at all.
Yeah, and it's nothing new. We're going to see rosters turn over like this time every year. I mean, that's just the world we're living in now. Yeah. And by the way, guys, I'm giving you live updates here. The Bears did just score. DeAndre Swift punched it in. So 21-16 now. Maybe they're inching their way back.
They've been cardiac kids.
Yeah.
They've been cardiac kids all year. That's how the Bears have lived. So maybe don't count them out just yet. Yeah,
and especially in wild card playoffs, in playoffs in general, in the NFL, you can never count any team out. There's always too much time left on the clock. So, guys, this is our Penn West University question of the night. Just scan your phone, tap the QR code, and vote there. Who will win on Monday night, the Texans or the Steelers? Looks like we got one vote in. So that's good.
And it's for Houston.
Yeah. So we got 100% right now. Get your votes in, guys. Let's get the Steelers up there. Give them some love. There we go. Now they're coming in. All right. With that, yeah, big game, Brian. Monday night, Steelers, Texans. These teams don't see each other often. So it's really tough trying to game plan for a team that you don't see. But one thing we know for certain is it's a 1-2 punch in that edge rush group that's going to be very tough to go up against.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, I mean, If you look at the structure of the Texans defense, you can call them defensive ends. So we'll just safely say they're the best defensive end tandem in the NFL. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith can fall back on being the best outside linebacker tandem in the NFL, and everybody can get a participation trophy. But when you just stack up the edge rusher duos in general, I mean, you could argue that the two best in the game right now are going to be on the field Monday night at Acrisure Stadium, and both of those guys are a handful to deal with. I think if you're the Steelers, probably err on giving Dylan Cook a little bit more help with tight ends, or Kenneth Gainwell, going out there and throwing some chip blocks on Hunter, and hope that Troy Fautanu can hold up one-on-one against Will Anderson on the other side if you need to. But hey, he's a first-round pick. That's what you drafted him to do, and these are the big games you need to do it in.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Cam Hayward out there on a few more offensive snaps. Maybe that'll help if they decide to go super heavy. All right, with that, let's go out to the phone lines. We have Joe in Allison Park. Joe, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Joe.
Good.
Hey, what's up? I get a question.
Go for it.
How far do you think the Steelers will go in the playoffs?
Realistically, I think probably the best bet is they win the divisional round. But it's just such a big ask. I mean, the Texans are the visiting team. They're coming in here. They're favored. But we always say don't count Mike Tomlin out as an underdog, especially at home. They also are 23-0 on Monday nights at home. As of, late, they haven't lost a Monday night game. So, but all of those, it's two different teams. You do have to look at that. I do think they have, with how electric that stadium was on Sunday night, I think there's a momentum coming to Acrisure on Monday night, and it's going to be a very disruptive environment to play in. I do see them winning this game. However, I don't see them. I could see them winning the divisional round, but I do think that's probably the farthest they go if we're being hopeful. What about you, Brian?
I mean, to be honest, Joe, I have them losing to the Texans because this playoff drought that they've been in, it's hard to ignore. And
Right.
The run that the Texans are on right now is hard to ignore. The Steelers have struggled against, by and large, the best defenses that they've seen this year. The one that they kind of figured out was the Minnesota Vikings, but that was way back in week 4. In recent months, the Chargers, the Bills have really put it on them. And then, we don't think of the Browns as a good team, but they are a very good defense. And we saw how the Steelers struggled against them in Cleveland. So I worry a little bit that this is going to be more of a rough sledding type of night for Aaron Rodgers than the smooth sailing he had in the second half against the Ravens. However, I will say I wouldn't be shocked if they beat the Texans at home and end this playoff skid. And if they do that, I view the AFC as very wide open this year with no Patrick Mahomes, no Joe Burrow. Those are the last two quarterbacks to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl since Tom Brady left New England. No Lamar Jackson and the Ravens either. I think they could go on a run. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. The Bills will be tough too, though. That's for sure. All right, we have Dave in Northside. Fellow Northsider, what's up, Dave?
Oh, yeah. They better Boswell might have to kick 4 field goals tomorrow, Monday night, because, man, that defense is Tomlin got to start playing. If the game is close, like down like about 13-12 or something, he's going to have to maybe have Boswell. You're going to have to ask Boswell to kick 4 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, the bright side, too, right, is that he can make it from 60+. So that's definitely a weapon to have. And obviously, the biggest plus side, too, is having DK Metcalf back in this game. So I do think the offense is going to be able to get some things going. I think if they didn't have DK in this matchup, it would be a severe issue. So the fact that he's back, I think is gonna add some. But I do agree. I think it's going to be a lot of kicks, especially with the temperatures dropping again. And
he might have to kick 8 field goals,
Yeah.
Dave. I wouldn't put that past him. They won a couple games last season when he kicked 6 and they didn't score a touchdown. But the Texans, for their part, their kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn, he actually leads the NFL in field goals attempted and made with 48 and 44, respectively. So that tells you they aren't always the best on those possession downs to get a new set of them, and probably struggle in the red zone at times. So it could be a field goal fest, at least if you look at this thing statistically. And certainly with two defenses that can really get after you with the pass rush. It could be a bit of an ugly game, but sometimes defensive football is pretty this time of year.
Yeah, especially in the playoffs. All right, guys, we're going to head to our next break. Give us a call, 412-575-2600. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host tonight, Cassidy Wood, joined alongside Brian Batko. I've been giving you guys some live updates on this Packers-Bears game, and the Packers just scored again, so it looks like they're running away with it a little bit. Matthew Golden with a very impressive touchdown run on that last one. So looking like the Packers are probably going to run away with this one. Hoped it was a little bit closer. I mean, they made it interesting for a minute. That was exciting, but they pulled away again. So there you go. All right, let's go to one of my favorite callers before we go tonight. Michael in Beaver Falls. Michael, what's going on?
Hip, hip, hooray. Well, happy birthday, birthday girl.
Oh,
you are a spring chicken. I didn't know you were only 32. Hey, Brian, you like that coat?
Thank you, Michael. I know you're going to give us
football?
Optimism here.
That's why I needed it. Go for it, Michael.
Monday Night Football. We're going to win by 9, guys.
9. You know what? I don't hate that. We just talked about how, it's going to be primarily field goals kicking on Monday night, likely. I do think it's going to be a little closer, though. I say the Steelers are going to win by 3, but I do agree it's going to be a defensive grind. So I'm thinking like maybe 13-10. Very low scoring is what I'm predicting. What about you, Brian?
18-9 would be a 9-point win with 9 field goals between the two teams. I just think too much of this Texans defense and the Steelers have been too Jekyll and Hyde for me this season. Texans have won 9 in a row, obviously, and I think their skill position guys are a little bit better than they get credit for. So I think they make enough plays for C.J. Stroud in the end. I'm going Texans 20, Steelers 17, and they just can't get that playoff monkey off their back.
Oh, that would be so devastating.
But I've been wrong many
I could
times.
see that happen. Yeah, I could see that happening. But hey, at least Joey Porter Jr. is back there. Still has not given up a touchdown. Crazy stat. Crazy, crazy stat by him. All right, guys, this is our final poll. Who will win on Monday night? The Steelers scratching by 56%. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll see what happens on Monday night. See you next time. Same place, same time.